There is no friend as loyal as a book. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much and forgetting that you are special too. I love sleep. My life has the tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know? The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. The first draft of anything is shit. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. I drink to make other people more interesting. All thinking men are atheists. Every day is a new day. It is better to be lucky, but I would rather be exact. Then when luck comes, you are ready. Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. Courage is grace under pressure. You can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another. But man is not made for defeat, he said. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. The best people possess a feeling for beauty, the courage to take risks, the discipline to tell the truth, the capacity for sacrifice. Ironically, their virtues make them vulnerable. They are often wounded, sometimes destroyed. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. A cat has absolute emotional honesty. Human beings, for one reason or another, may hide their feelings, but a cat does not. Never confuse movement with action. As a writer, you should not judge, you should understand. The world breaks everyone, and afterward many are strong at the broken places. I'm not brave anymore, darling. I'm all broken. They've broken me. Forget your personal tragedy. We are all bitched from the start, and you especially have to be hurt like hell before you can write seriously. But when you get the damned hurt, use it, don't cheat with it. You are so brave and quiet, I forget you are suffering. I can't stand it to think my life is going so fast and I'm not really living it. And you'll always love me, won't you? Yes. And the rain won't make any difference?
No.
Never to go on trips with anyone you do not love. If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast. There's no one thing that's true. It's all true. Write hard and clear about what hurts. My aim is to put down on paper what I see and what I feel in the best and simplest way. I didn't want to kiss you goodbye. That was the trouble. I wanted to kiss you goodnight, and there's a lot of difference. We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in bed together, with the windows open and the stars bright. No, that is the great fallacy, the wisdom of old men. They do not grow wise. They grow careful. In order to write about life, first you must live it. But life isn't hard to manage when you've nothing to lose. So far, about morals, I know only that what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. When you love, you wish to do things for. You wish to sacrifice for. You wish to serve. An intelligent man is sometimes forced to be drunk to spend time with his fools. All things truly wicked start from innocence. Isn't it pretty to think so? If two people love each other, there can be no happy end to it. The first and final thing you have to do in this world is to last it and not be smashed by it. The hard part about writing a novel is finishing it. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with that there is. They wrote in the old days that it is sweet and fitting to die for one's country. But in modern war, there is nothing sweet nor fitting in your dying. You will die like a dog for no good reason. It is awfully easy to be hard-boiled about everything in the daytime, but at night it is another thing. Worry a little bit every day, and in a lifetime you will lose a couple of years. If something is wrong, fix it if you can. But train yourself not to worry. Worry never fixes anything. Let him think that I am more man than I am, and I will be so. How did you go bankrupt? 2 ways. Gradually, then suddenly. We ate well and cheaply and drank well and cheaply and slept well and warmed together and loved each other. You know, it makes one feel rather good deciding not to be a bitch. Don't you ever get the feeling that all your life is going by and you're not taking advantage of it? Do you realize you've lived nearly half the time you have to live already? Madam, all stories, if continued far enough, end in death, and he is no true storyteller who would keep that from you. Why do old men wake so early? Is it to have one longer day? It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think you were born that way. Live the full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual. All my life, I've looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. Poor Faulkner. Does he really think big emotions come from big words? He thinks I don't know the $10 words. I know them all right, but there are older and simpler and better words, and those are the ones I use. We are all broken. That's how the light gets in. Why, darling, I don't live at all when I'm not with you. I like to listen. I have learned a great deal from listening carefully. Most people never listen. By then I knew that everything good and bad left an emptiness when it stopped. But if it was bad, the emptiness filled up by itself. If it was good, you could only fill it by finding something better. I am always in love. When you start to live outside yourself, it's all dangerous. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people, not characters. A character is a caricature. The most essential gift for a good writer is a built-in, shockproof shit detector. Most people were heartless about turtles because a turtle's heart will beat for hours after it has been cut up and butchered. But the old man thought, I have such a heart too. After writing a story, I was always empty and both sad and happy, as though I had made love, and I was sure this was a very good story, although I would not know truly how good until I read it over the next day. But Paris was a very old city, and we were young and nothing was simple there. Not even poverty, nor sudden money, nor the moonlight, nor right and wrong, nor the breathing of someone who lay beside you in the moonlight. It's silly not to hope. It's a sinny thought. Going to another country doesn't make any difference. I've tried all that. You can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another. There's nothing to that. I may not be as strong as I think, but I know many tricks and I have resolution. No one you love is ever truly lost. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly. Sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. I loved you when I saw you today, and I loved you always, but I never saw you before. We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes. If the others heard me talking out loud, they would think that I am crazy. But since I am not, I do not care. Everyone behaves badly, given the chance. You belong to me, and all Paris belongs to me, and I belong to this notebook and this pencil. Would you please stop talking? I'm not unfaithful, darling. I've plenty of faults, but I'm very faithful. You'll be sick of me, I'll be so faithful. The real reason for not committing suicide is because you always know how swell life gets again after the hell is over. The world is a fine place and worth fighting for, and I hate very much to leave it. Oh, darling, you will be good to me, won't you? Because we're going to have a strange life. He would lie in the bed and finally, with daylight, he would go to sleep. After all, he said to himself, it is probably only insomnia. Many must have it. It is good that we do not have to try to kill the sun, or the moon, or the stars. It is enough to live on the sea and kill our true brothers. The thing is to become a master, and in your old age to acquire the courage to do what children did when they knew nothing. This was a big storm, and he might as well enjoy it. It was ruining everything, but you might as well enjoy it. If my Valentine you won't be, I'll hang myself on your Christmas tree. You've such a lovely temperature. This is a good place, he said. There's a lot of liquor, I agreed. There isn't always an explanation for everything.